Right, we are heading in. Jim has already spotted two dogs, one of whom looks like we might not have seen him before. Little black one, but we've seen Mingo. And yeah, rowing in since we anchored nice and close. And vaccinate our potentially two patients. It's like crazy picturesque today. The water is incredibly clear. It's just a really beautiful day. This is Vet Tales, the story of the sailing veterinary clinic. Last episode, we beat up wind to Isla San Francisco. This episode, we begin our veterinary projects in the San Jose Channel, starting with the tiny off-grid village of Isla Partido.
Thanks again, as always, for those great reports. So let's go look at a quick weather report. Looks like our current temperature is 62 degrees Fahrenheit, which translates to 17 degrees centigrade or Celsius. It looks like we're expecting...
We're hearing the La Paz net. We're like 40 miles away.
Winds will be out of the west.
We can't believe that we're picking up the net from here. That's the La Paz Cruises net. With our old antenna, when we were in the marina, which is like 3 miles from downtown La Paz, we couldn't hear the net. And now we're 40 miles away and we're hearing. So I guess our old antenna was really, really bad. We just didn't realize it was so bad. Oops. Anyway, so that's a good safety feature, to be able to reach people 40 miles away. Anyway, I'm going to call Isla Coyote, also called Isla Partido. They call it Isla Partido, and see if there's any dogs on the island at the moment. Last time we went there was 2 dogs. At one point there was 3, but one was just visiting. So we'll see who's there right now. And provided there's some animals, we'll go visit them in about an hour. All right. Isla Partido para Chuffed. Isla Partido para Chuffed. We might just have to go visit. Well, nobody answered the radio call, which is fine. They might not be listening right now. But we're going to try them again in roughly an hour before we lift anchor. But if they don't answer, we'll just stop on the way. It's not like on the way strictly, but it's only a very minor detour. Isla Partido, somos la velero con un veterinaria. Vamos a pasar la isla en 1 hora más o menos, así nos vemos pronto. Just motoring around the corner from Isla San Francisco to Isla Partido, also called Isla Coyote. Last time we went there was 2 dogs there, so we're going to go see how many there are. Isla Partido is our first stop in the San Jose Channel projects, where we'll be visiting 7 fishing communities in total, many of which can only be accessed by boat. Isla Partido is a small village built on a rock between the larger islands of Isla San Jose and Isla San Francisco. Roughly 10 to 15 people live here at any given time, and they live completely off-grid with solar-powered homes. Right, we are heading in. Jim has already spotted 2 dogs, one of whom looks like we might not have seen him before. Little black one, but we've seen Mingo. And yeah, rowing in since we anchored nice and close. And vaccinate our potentially 2 patients. It's like crazy picturesque today. The water is incredibly clear. It's just a really beautiful day.
No sirve. No, ¿por qué? Te la entera.
Ajá, sí.
Que estaban en San Evaristo.
This was our third time visiting this small community, and everyone is always really welcoming and seemed to trust us to just walk through their backyards and find our way to the dogs. Hola. Tenemos vacunas y desparasitante para los perritos, si quieres.
Qué bueno.
Sí, sí. Each of the dogs were getting a pill that treats internal parasites, like intestinal worms, and prevents external parasites, like fleas and ticks. We were also vaccinating them against parvovirus, distempervirus, and other contagious canine diseases, as well as giving them a rabies vaccine, which of course can be transmitted to humans, so it's really important. All of the animals also received a thorough health check to pick up any signs of illness or injury. Thankfully, these three were all looking very healthy. Although these pets are quite isolated, they can still be exposed to viruses in the soil on people's shoes that come and go from the island. And rabies, for example, can be transmitted by bats and other wildlife, so it's still very important to keep them protected and help protect the community. Los chihuahuas no tuvo vacunas en la pasada. We provide these services for free in these communities, but all this medication, of course, costs money. You can help fund this important outreach by visiting our links in the description below, or visit the Chuffed.org campaign.
Mira, muy bien. Hey, mira bien. ¿Quieres sus vacunas? Sí, claro.
As we were heading off, Rex, the really old chihuahua we'd seen on our last visit, turned up with his family. Rex is not a big fan of the vet, as you may remember from last episode, and has aged a lot since we last saw him, so we didn't subject him to a full check, but his owners have been really looking after him. All right, we just visited Isla Partido. It was very good to see Mingo again. He's looking very healthy. And there was two new little chihuahuas, Rosie and Binky, both extraordinarily cute. They also needed their vaccines, so everybody got their worming vaccinations. And then Rex's family has actually been living in La Paz the last 8 months. So Rex wasn't there. And then as we were leaving, Rex turned up in the boat and we got to see him, which is good. Because Rex has been living in La Paz the last few months, he's all up to date with everything, which is good. So he didn't need anything. And he just came on like a 3-hour boat ride from La Paz in his little jacket. Oh, he's 17, so he's getting very old. But he looks good for his age. You know, he looks like a very old chihuahua. But yeah, so it was nice. We got to see everybody again, and everybody was very, very grateful for our visit. And yeah, it's so beautiful here. If it wasn't such an exposed anchorage, I would want to just stay for like 3 weeks and snorkel and yeah, but
It would roll and roll.
yeah, we would not be able to sleep here. So what we're going to do basically is lift anchor and head almost straight across here to San Evaristo. tides out.
We've got some real light wind sailing for a little bit. We'll see how far we can make it to San Evaristo before having to switch the engine on.
Right, dropped anchor in
We're in San Evaristo.
we dropped anchor in San Evaristo. We are very close to the beach Palapa. Oh, you can't see it behind the dinghy, but that's where we'll be doing our surgeries and vaccination days. And then the little restaurant is over here. And yeah, it's nice to be back. Everybody knows we're coming. Amarani's sent out the word, and even the guys at Isla Coyote knew we were coming because of Amarani too. So yeah, it's really awesome working with them, to people from the actual community, to get it all organized. Yeah, now we're gonna basically rest, probably eat at the restaurant tonight, and then get all of our stuff together for surgery day tomorrow. San Evaristo is the largest town in the San Jose Channel and also happens to have the most protected anchorage. We have multiple clinic days scheduled here to allow us time to see the 50-odd animals that call San Evaristo home. We also plan to base ourselves out of this town as we visit the more secluded but more exposed anchorages of nearby villages. San Evaristo depends on fishing and small-scale cattle farming as its primary economic activities. After many visits over the years, we know the town and the people well, and they help us plan our clinics not only here, but throughout the other smaller communities as well. Sun has set. We're just going for a little walk through town by the very bright moonlight. We ate dinner at the restaurant and connected to the Wi-Fi so that we could just confirm we were here, confirm our appointments for tomorrow. Had a big fish dinner, fresh hurrell or yellowtail, and now we're going to walk back to the boat and get a good night's sleep, ready for tomorrow. It is like incredibly bright right now just by the moonlight.
Yeah,
it's cool.
Makes it hard to sleep on the boat.
Yeah, because the moon shines right in our eyes. Next episode, the work really begins as we start our veterinary projects here in San Evaristo. These projects are made possible by our supporters, donators and patrons. We truly couldn't do it without you all. You can find ways to help us provide this much needed care by following the links in the description below. Until next episode, stay chuffed everybody.